Good evening and welcome to the 138th commencement ceremony of the Hornell High School for the class of 2019. Please stand, gentlemen, remove your hats and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, parents and students of the graduating class of 2019. As you sit here and feel the heat on your skin, wondering when your child's name will be called or how long the ceremony will take, just remember that 13 years of education has led every single one of us here right now to this moment. I have 3 older sisters, so this is definitely not my first rodeo. What I can remember about the ceremonies in the past wasn't the ceremony itself, but how proud I was of each of my sisters. Suddenly, all the great memories I made with them in high school rushed through my mind as I was listening to many of the insightful speeches. So I ask you, parents and loved ones, as you're listening carefully to the many long speeches of tonight, to think of all of the times your graduate made you proud, whether it be taking their first steps or buying their first car. And students, let's be proud of our achievements, but take into account that with all the successes in our life, no lone person can achieve them on their own. Think about all of the people who got us here. As Brad Henry once said, families are the compass that guides us. They are the inspiration to reach great heights and our comfort when we occasionally falter. A family doesn't have to be just biological. It can consist of teachers, neighbors, and friends. I would like to thank everyone who is here with us tonight and officially welcome you all to the graduation of the best class to roam the Hornell High School's halls, the class of 2019. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the class of 2019 Salutatorian, Mr. Cameron Sexsmith.
Wow, this is just like my dreams. Except in my dreams, I'm usually not being mistaken for a substitute teacher. Good evening, and thank you for coming to witness this extremely historical event. Before I get into the main part of my speech, I'd like to explain what being a salutatorian actually means. Usually, the salutatorian greets the crowd. They basically act as the warm-up singer at a concert. You know, the singer that no one ever actually listens to, but they perform anyway. To further figure this out, I turned my research to look for a definition. And like many high schoolers seeking accurate definitions, I went immediately to Urban Dictionary. This is what I came up with: the less important of 2 high school students who have to give a speech on graduation day. Now, this definition not only reveals the cold-hearted truth, but it also refers to the requirement of a speech. I never really knew what a speech of this caliber should include. So I did what I normally do when I'm struggling on a history or English paper. That is, I looked up examples on the internet. I found some sites saying, greatest salutatorian speech ever, or how to make a perfect salutatorian speech. And to be honest, all these examples were terrible. The examples always say, we did it. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Jesus. So I decided I had to figure this out on my own. There are many different ways a graduation speech could go. I could bring up topics only a few people know and say, hey, Rayan, remember when you gave me a concussion in football practice? But not a lot of people would understand that reference and it would isolate the crowd. Or I could make it profound and say something like, the Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago to create this very moment in time for each of us to experience. But that'd be ridiculous, because we all know the Earth was created 6,000 years ago. So I thought I had to be unique with the speech, which turns out to be extremely difficult when I was taught my entire high school career never to write a speech like this. Now, many of you seniors might be wondering, when is he going to start talking about space? When is the Elon Musk quotes going to come? When is he going to sit down? Trust me, they're coming. Before then, I'd like to think back to when we first all arrived here in this giant new school. We all had Mr. Walter, and that was basically the equivalent of the TV show Beyond Scared Straight. Some of us had Mr. Titus when he first started here. And for the final time, no, just because Mr. Titus and I look alike does not mean he's my father. He's my cousin. Continuing through high school, we took the wrath of Mrs. Flint in her fierce chemistry lab. I will definitely never forget the time when Mrs. Flint was having a rough day and she demanded I went to the library and grab her headphones to relax with her music and an emergency stash of chocolate for the rest of the day. I don't remember if she told me not to tell people about this, so I'm sorry for bringing that up, Mrs. Flint. Then we came to Mr. Kelleher's class, and we learned every bit of American history there was. And to clarify once again, Mr. Kelleher is also not my father, which I thought would have been figured out already. But he is legitimately my uncle's second cousin. I thought I'd save that until now because it's a big secret, and he's not my father. Just one more last time. Also, I'd like to point out I am definitely the better dancer, and I'll debate anyone who thinks otherwise. Now, we all have heard this 1,000 times from our parents, teachers, past graduates, and even random people on the street. They tell us how much they miss high school and how they would do anything to go back to their senior year. Hearing this can only worry every senior sitting here, because while they were battling through classes and part-time jobs, they were supposedly living the best time of their lives. I feel as this doesn't have to be the case, however. Here's a tip from Elon Musk. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. After writing the speech, I realized a lot can be learned from Elon Musk, even though a lot of people dislike him for his few questionable actions in the past. One of these people would be Mr. Labordi. He would make sure to print out every negative article on Elon Musk and hand it to me every time he was a substitute teacher for class. However, through all the negative, Elon was told, it's impossible, or you'll never be successful, so many times over and over again. But now he's pushing technology to the limits and leading this charge to colonize another planet. A lot can be learned from his struggle, and I believe each and every one of the seniors here today can follow in that shadow of motivation and go on and do amazing things. I think I fulfilled my quota on Elon Musk, and I'm sure Mr. Labordi will be handing me a pile of negative articles about Elon Musk the moment I get off this podium. Finally, I'd like to thank the administration for creating and maintaining a great learning environment. I'd also like to thank all the coaches I've had throughout my time here in high school. Thank you, Mr. Warner, for allowing me to keep my offensive line position even though I was the lightest lineman in all of Section 5. Thank you, Ms. Feely, for coaching me through the years and having to deal with quite literally the most injured golf team in existence. I know I'm your favorite, so it's okay. You can finally admit it now. Once more, I'd like to thank Mr. O'Mara, Mr. Titus, Mr. Kozak, and Mrs. Flint for helping me with my interest and obsession with space. Finally, I couldn't have done this without the support from my family all throughout my high school career and along the way, and I'm so grateful for the motivation they gave me through my entire time here. Now, I hope this wasn't too long. I know it's pretty hot out, so I'd like to end this with one of my favorite quotes of all time by the Elon Musk. If something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. Thank you, and enjoy the more part in the ceremony coming up. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome the HHS Graduation Choir as they perform A Million Dreams.
close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Ooh. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see. To the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me away. A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Good evening. My name is Kayla Flights, co-editor-in-chief of this year's Maple Yearbook staff. At this time, I would like to announce this year's yearbook dedication. This person is one of quiet integrity, fierce devotion to the craft of educating his students, and a man whose actions embody the intersection of intellect and kindness. Throughout my high school career, he has not only been one of my favorite and most respected teachers, but has also been an amazing track coach. He is always there to lend a gentle smile and great advice for anyone who's in need, and was quick to point out my incorrect use of passive voice in my essays, which was a very common theme in my papers. I know from experience that he treats every single one of his students as his extended family for whom he holds great affection and dedication. That is why, on behalf of the class of 2019, we dedicate volume 85 of the Maple Leaf Yearbook to Damian DeMarco. It is now my honor to introduce our Hornell High School principal, the one and only Mr. Scott Carroll.
Thank you, Kayla. At this time, I would be remiss if I didn't mention some important people who have helped our graduates get to this point. I'd like to give a big round of applause to the parents, grandparents, and guardians for all that you have done for the students seated behind me tonight. Thank you. In everyday life, we all have choices. From a speech earlier this week that resonated with me, will those be good choices or bad choices? I would ask that each of you, on a daily basis, choose to be generous and kind and never feel entitled. Before we present the generous monies of our community and alumni, I would like to take a few moments to talk about the students and, in approximately an hour, graduates of Hornell High School. Beyond a responsibility to ourselves and those immediately around us, we all have a responsibility to society, we have a responsibility to a higher power, and we have a responsibility to contribute something, however small, to the greater of mankind. Many of you have begun this transition, having taken on the responsibilities beyond these walls. For instance, several of you have chosen the heavy responsibility of protecting our nation by serving in our armed forces. Will Kalia Lautner, Michaela McDaniels, Caleb Perkins, Owen Powley, Andreas Quiros, Marcus Tingley, Felicity Turner, and Eric Walsh, please stand to be recognized. Thank you for burdening the heaviest of responsibilities. Some of you have taken on leadership roles, representing classmates and advocating for their rights. Will the senior class officers, members of student government, club officers, and captains of their respective sports teams please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Others have shown responsibilities in their studies, achieving the highest standards of our academic system. Will our 34 National Honor Society members please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Will our 22 honor graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Congratulations. Will our 9 members of the Business and Marketing Honor Society please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Will the 14 members of the National Technical Honor Society please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. And will the Lone Eagle Scout please stand and be recognized? And let's not forget those taking on the responsibilities of employment, successfully balancing their academics and job, thereby sitting before us today. For those that have balanced both academics while holding down a job, would you please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Graduates, usually at this time, the program is when I would go into a well-prepared speech and provide some quasi-humor of what's to come in life. However, I thought, how can we make this more than hearing me speak, and more about those that have walked these halls, received the same diploma, and have gone on to persevere, show grit, and achieve numerous accolades from Hornell High School, that we could potentially make this more meaningful. There's a long list of super talented, bright, and funny Hornell alumni, many of whom have gone on to become doctors, lawyers, engineers, actors, artists, businesswomen and men, educators, politicians, and leaders in their respective service of the armed branch. Our hope is to start a long-standing tradition of giving back to these graduating classes and paying it forward from our mentors. Tonight's inaugural speaker to lead us off is a senior partner in the firm of Hogan, Zarzinski, Lynch, DeWin, and Gregory, LLP, and has been practicing in the field of education and labor law since 1989. He received his JD degree from Catholic University of America and was later admitted to the bar in 1990 to New York State, New York, and U.S. District Court, Northern District of New York, 1992, U.S. District Court, and Western District of New York. He is a past president of the Broome County Bar Association, a member of the New York State Management Advocates for School Labor Affairs, the New York State Council of School Attorneys, New York State School Boards Association, National Council of School Attorneys, and National School Boards Association. He is a board member of the Mental Health Association of the Southern Tier, a former adjunct professor at SUNY Cortland and Binghamton University. He is a proud graduate of Hornell High School, class of 1972. Please help me give a huge round of applause in welcoming Mr. John P. Lynch back to his old stomping grounds.
Good evening. I'm a big guy in a dark suit on a 90-degree night. I will be brief. When I was last here, it was 1972. I was wearing a cap and gown. 1972. It was a time before some of your parents were born. Things were different then. The country was heading into a presidential election. A lengthy and unpopular war was grinding on, and soon talk of presidential impeachment filled the air. It was a very different time. 1972 was also the year of Hurricane Agnes. The storm hit this community very hard. People died. Homes and businesses were lost forever. Nevertheless, I will remember that summer as the single greatest outpouring of kindness and compassion I have ever witnessed. The people of this community, probably relatives of yours, rescued the living, buried the dead, rebuilt where they could, and tore down where tearing down was the only thing that could be done. Ordinary people did extraordinary things. A community covered in toxic water and sickening mud turned back into a living, breathing, thriving community through the hard work of the people who lived here. 1972 was also the last year I lived full-time under my parents' roof. In those 47 years, I have learned much. Please allow me to share some of it with you. First, and this comes to you from John Hogan. John was a lawyer who founded the firm in which I'm senior partner, and he was also from Hornell. He was my mentor and my friend. And John used to say, everyone is incompetent in something. His point is obvious. We're all in this together. Sometimes you need a plumber. And when you need a plumber, don't call a lawyer. Don't call a doctor. A PhD isn't going to do you any good when the toilet is overflowing. When you need a plumber, call a plumber. Be good at what you do, but know when to ask for someone else's help. Excuse me. Second, please remember that a person's worth is not measured by a bank balance or the value of a home, and certainly not by the price of a car. There are people whom you will meet who do not have a high school diploma. They will not have what you have, not the talent, not the friends, and not the family. Don't keep score. If you do, you will miss some great people. Also, please don't be impressed by my resume or anybody else's. I have a lot on mine because I'm old. Most people my age are like that. That doesn't mean we are better than you. Third, you will suffer heartache as you move on from this place, and the author of that heartache and the cause of that hurt will be another human being, probably someone you love. In my 64 years, I have come to believe that the greatest single piece of advice is this: forgive and forget. So let's talk about why you should say, I forgive you, and mean it. You should never forgive someone because it is holy or selfless or anything like that. On the contrary, that kind of thinking only makes it easier to hold a grudge. You should forgive someone who has hurt you and do your best to forget what happened because you don't want to give that individual any more power over your life. Hatred keeps us in the past, going over the same ground. When we hold on to anger, we dwell in some distorted yesterday. We are never living in the here and now. We've got to get on with our lives. Let the grudge go. I'm not saying that you should not stand against injustice. In fact, I invite you to join the struggle for justice. What bothers you? What do you see as unjust? Go after it. Do your best to change it. March. Write letters to your elected representatives. Post to social media. Learn the struggle and throw yourself into it. The country, the state, this community, and you will be the better for it. While we're on the subject of justice, let me return to 1972 for a moment to tell you about the audience that night. My father and many of my classmates' fathers were military veterans of the Second World War. And like my father, many of these men were drafted into the military. The country summoned them to service, and they answered. You have classmates and parents who chose military service as their first job and maybe their career. I speak as my father's son when I say that putting out the flag and the "We Support Our Troops" bumper sticker just isn't enough. When your classmates go into the military, they will take an oath that sounds a little like this. They will swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Let me remind you, the Constitution, that Constitution that they will defend, gives us the right to vote. While you are driving home from work some night or walking across a college campus, Your classmates in the military will be defending that right. The very least you could do, the very least we could do, is learn the issues, learn the candidates, and vote. For the country's sake, vote. In tribute to those in uniform, vote. Answer a jury summons, too. The right to trial by jury is guaranteed by the Constitution, but your classmates are defending nothing if we don't participate. It's our democracy. Do it for them. Fourth, and finally, congratulations. By earning this diploma, you have done a great thing for yourselves and your families. I'll bet you did not come to this night alone. Please take a moment to thank somebody, a teacher, your parents, your grandparents, or someone else who got you through all that teenage stuff that we all went through. A little of this night belongs to them. Please share it with them. Thank you for allowing this old graduate to share these few thoughts with you. Thank you for inviting me back home. Hornell Pine is proud of you.
Thank you again, Mr. Lynch. It is now with pleasure that we begin our awarding of scholarships and grants. Once again, this community has demonstrated its overwhelming support for our students. A total of over $224,000 will be awarded to our graduates tonight, with over $14,000 contributed for our local scholarships, $78,000 from Steuben Trust, and $131,000 by our Hornell Alumni Association. Let me say that again. That's almost $250,000 for our graduating seniors. That's very impressive. Here to assist us with awarding of Steuben Trust scholarships is Miss Carolyn Campbell. Will Chloe Van Castle and Cameron Sexsmith please come forward? The students before you have been awarded the Elizabeth Rose Bish Memorial Scholarship through Steuben Trust in the amount of $10,000 payable at $2,500 a year for 4 years. Congratulations, Chloe and Cameron. Will David Brown, Kayla Flights, Alexandria Holbrook, Vincent Liberto, Sydney Livingston, and Margaret Shepard please come forward? These 6 students are being awarded the Gunther Scholarship Fund, a scholarship valued at $8,000 payable at $2,000 yearly for 4 years. Congratulations. Congratulations. Will Colin Campbell and Elijah Evans please come forward? The 2 students before you are being awarded the Steuben Trust Company 2019 Scholarship Award, a scholarship valued at $5,000 payable $625 per semester over 4 years. Congratulations. And thank you to Steuben Trust for your continued support of our students. At this time, Hornell Alumni Association President Ms. Kathy Potter Kimball and representatives Ms. Angela Daniels Markle and Ms. Molly Mahoney will assist with awarding of the Hornell Alumni Association awards and grants. Will Alexander Ashdown, Julia Ashworth, and Connor Bakerink please come forward? Alexander is winning the grant in memory of Betty M. Hess in the amount of $3,500. Julia is winning the class of 1956 grant celebrating 63 years in memory of the 88 deceased classmates in the amount of $1,000, and the Helen L. Windsor 44 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. And Connor is receiving the grant in memory of James Doug Gilbert in the amount of $3,000, as well as a class of 1965 grant in the amount of $750. Congratulations to all. Will Kiva Banco, Cyrus Brioso, and Rayan Buell please come forward? Kiva is being awarded the Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Cyrus is being awarded the class of 1969 grant celebrating 50 years in the amount of $2,000. And Rayan is being awarded the Robert C. Young 39 scholarship grant by the family in the amount of $1,000, as well as the class of 41 grant in memory of Glenn Sprague Music, the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Colin Campbell, Jordan Chambliss, and Anna Calamayo please come forward? Colin is being awarded the BOCES grant in the amount of $1,000, the Rudolph and Grace Schneider Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000, and the Richard Harris II 2000 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. Jordan is being awarded the Special Donors Memorial Grant in the amount of $2,000, and Anna is being awarded the Matthew 42 and Jean Griffin Degatano 42 Memorial Grant by Dennis 67 and Linda Degatano O'Brien 67, Bridget O'Brien 96, and Alan and Cynthia Degatano Schultheis 66 in the amount of $1,000. The Floyd 37 and Vincenza Degatano Dodd 43 Memorial Grant, given by daughters Kathleen Dodd Silberman 67, Christine Dodd Pettinelli 70, and Mary K. Dodd George 76, in the amount of $750, and the class of 1979 grant celebrating 40 years in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Justin D'Amato, Taylor Davis, and Adana Decker please come forward? Justin is being awarded the Meyer 42 and Margaret Pegg Splatulnik Memorial Grant given by Daniel 83 and Vanessa Johnson Splatulnik 92 and Shouldern in the amount of $1,000. The Zachary D. Smith 08 Memorial Grant given by family, friends, and classmates in the amount of $500. And the James Walton 54 Memorial Grant in the amount of $250. Taylor Davis is being awarded the Richard 47 and Lois Beal Tyson 47 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. The Marion L. Brewer Jr. 55 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500, and the Hornell Association Grant, excuse me, in the amount of $500. Adana Decker is being awarded the BOCES Grant in the amount of $1,000, and the William Bill G. Connors 59 Memorial Grant given by his children in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Catherine Deebs, Alyssa Delaney, and Elijah Evans please come forward? Catherine is being awarded the Hornell Merchants Grant in the amount of $1,600 and the Stephen G. Terry 77 Memorial Grant given by the family in the amount of $1,500. Alyssa is being awarded the Fagnan Family Class of 1959 Grant in the amount of $1,000. The Marceline H. 46 and Sylvester Sirianni Memorial Grant by Stanley H. 65 and Joanne Sirianni Cohn 66 in the amount of $750. And the Mary Frances McKevitt Clancy 48 Memorial Grant given by her husband and children in the amount of $300. Elijah is being awarded the John L. Miles Alfred University Science Scholarship Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000 and the Gary D. Getman 65 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Catherine Evans, Kayla Flights, and Zachary Fox please come forward? Catherine is being awarded the Joseph Piccarelli 46 Memorial Grant given by family and friends in the amount of $1,500. Kayla is being awarded the Zachary D. Smith 08 Memorial Grant in the amount of $4,000. The Hornell Alumni Association Grant and Aid in the amount of $1,000. And a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Zachary is being awarded the Robert C. Hillman 25 Memorial Grant, past president of the Hornell High School Alumni Association, given by Rosemary Hillman Walton, 55, in the amount of $1,000, and the Maple City Development Corporation grant in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Hope Gaffney, Dylan Greenthal, and Michael Herrick please come forward? Hope is being awarded a grant in memory of Eric A. Bish, 85, in the amount of $5,000. A class of 1979 grant celebrating 40 years in the amount of $500. And the William 37 and Grace Coogan Daly, 41, Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. Dylan is being awarded the Henry Gunther 28 grant in the amount of $1,500. And the Harry Spatulnik 37 Memorial Grant in honor of his 100th birthday, given by his children in the amount of $500. And Michael is being awarded the William Bill and Mildred Clark Pryor Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000, and the Esther McEnany Memorial Grant given by family and friends in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Anika Henry Smith, Heather Hillman, and Alexandria Holbrook please come forward? Anika is being awarded a grant in memory of Charlie E. Davis, 37, in the amount of $4,500. And Jovina Testani, 74, Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. Heather is being awarded a grant in memory of Stanley Stan Hill, 53, in the amount of $3,500. And the Leslie Gray Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. And Alexandria Grant is being awarded a grant in memory of Ronald L. Quinlan for the amount of $3,500. And the class of 1964 grant celebrating 55 years in the amount of $1,000. Congratulations to all. Will Kennedy Harabi, Ethan Hunt, and Cynthia Jarbeck please come forward? Kennedy is being awarded the Class of 1956 grant celebrating 63 years in memory of the 88 deceased classmates in the amount of $1,000, a Hornell Alumni Association grant and aid in the amount of $500, and a Poulos and Roselle Scholarship grant in the amount of $400. Ethan is being awarded a Barbara Wyan Miles 43 Art Scholarship Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000, a Hornell Alumni Association grant and aid in the amount of $500, a Maple City Lions grant in the amount of $250, and the John Spider Andrews 48 Pals for Life Memorial Grant in the amount of $250. And Cynthia is being awarded the Jim Fisher 55 grant in the amount of $3,000. Congratulations to all. Will Gabriella LaPierre, Vincent Liberto, and Sydney Livingston please come forward? Gabby is being awarded the grant in memory of Mario Argentieri, 39, in the amount of $3,500. The Robert Ellis Sr. 35 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. The Class of 1979 grant, celebrating 40 years, in the amount of $500. And the Penny Mellenbacher Bassage 77 Memorial Grant by Friends and Family in the amount of $500. Vincent is being awarded the Meyer 42 and Margaret Peg Spatulnik Memorial Grant given by Daniel 83 and Vanessa Johnson Spatulnik 92 and children in the amount of $1,000. The Kurt Bertram 99 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. The Class of 1989 grant celebrating 30 years in the amount of $250. And a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. And Sydney is being awarded the Dorothy Dottie Daniels Ryan 69 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,500. And a grant in aid in the amount of $1,000. Congratulations to all. Will Desiree McGregor, Delaney Murphy, and Carmen Nasca please come forward? Desiree is being awarded the Adam Davidson 47 Memorial Grant by his wife Martha Schultz Davidson 47 in the amount of $1,000 and the Helen L. Windsor 44 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. Delaney is being awarded the grant in memory of Eleanor Lorraine Ellie Berzicki in the amount of $3,500 and the Richard Harris II 2000 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. Carmen is being awarded a grant in memory of William L. Billy Bob Manry, 66, in the amount of $3,500. The Class of 1979 grant celebrating 40 years in the amount of $500. The Esther McEnany Memorial Grant given by family and friends in the amount of $500. The Henry Hake Gilio Memorial Grant by Clarence and Debbie of Bradley Supply in the amount of $500. The Bessie Ellis Kelleher Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. The Class of 1989 grant celebrating 30 years in the amount of $250, and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Caitlin Oyer, Thomas Piccolo, and Cameron Sexsmith please come forward? Caitlin is being awarded the Henry Guthrie 28 grant in the amount of $1,500 and the Kathy Bozzard 71 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. Thomas is being awarded the Wilson W. Sick Jr. 51 Memorial Grant in the amount of $8,000, a Class of 1966 grant in the amount of $500, and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. And Cameron is being awarded the Charles J. Galanza 40 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000, the Ernst H. Wyant Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000, and the William 37 and Grace Coogan Daly 41 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Margaret Shepard, Marcus Tinkley, and Sarah Tamino please come forward? Margaret is being awarded the James Woody Wood 83 Memorial Grant in the amount of $910, the William Bill Young 41 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500, and a grant in aid in the amount of $500. Marcus is being awarded the Trooper Lawrence P. Gleason 91 Memorial Grant in the amount of $4,000, the Eggman Family Grant in the amount of $700, and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Sarah is being awarded the Andrea Spook Textani Gordon 86 Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. The Richard Dick K. Young 45 Memorial Grant in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all. Will Chloe Van Castle, Alexa Van Scooter, and Arlene Wagner please come forward? Chloe is being awarded the Kathy Fishina Terrell Saltzman 66 Memorial Grant given by Dr. and Mrs. Salvatore Fishina in the amount of $1,000, a grant and aid in the amount of $1,000, and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Alexa is being awarded the Fawcett Family Grant in the amount of $1,500, a Class of 1965 grant in the amount of $750, a Class of 1989 grant celebrating 30 years in the amount of $250, and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. And Arlene is being awarded a grant in memory of James M. Argentieri, 52, in the amount of $3,000. Congratulations to all. Will Allison Watt, Megan White, and DeJoy Wright please come forward? Allison is winning a Class of 1955 grant in the amount of $500 and a Hornell Association grant in the amount of $500. Megan is being awarded a Special Donors Memorial Grant in the amount of $2,000. And DeJoy is being awarded a Class of 1969 grant celebrating 50 years in the amount of $2,000 and the Poulos and Roselle Scholarship Grant in the amount of $400. Congratulations all. And let's give another big round of applause and thank you to the Hornell Alumni Association for your continued support of our students. Thank you. At this time, we will go through the local scholarships. May I please have Allison Watts, Vincent Liberto, and Marcus Tingley please come forward. Allison is winning the Hornell Paraprofessional Association Scholarship in the amount of $100. Vincent is winning the Frank Rizzuto Hornell Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The Kiwanis Club in the amount of $1,000. The G. Carducci Lodge in the amount of $250. The Ladies Ancient Order of the Hibernians in the amount of $250. And the Hornell Paraprofessional Association Scholarship of $100. Marcus is winning the Hornell American Legion Post 440 in the amount of $300, the Servview Federal Credit Union Scholarship in the amount of $100, and a Hornell Paraprofessional Association Scholarship in the amount of $100. Congratulations to all. Will Cameron Sexsmith, Alexandria Holbrook, and Thomas Piccolo please come forward? Cameron is winning the State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. The 2019 James J. Dagan Jr. Award of Excellence of Character from the Hornell Athletic Booster Club and the Dagan family in the amount of $500. The 2019 Twin Hickory Junior Golf Club Scholarship in memory of Gerard Buzz Connors in the amount of $500. And the 2019 Joseph Ferrioli Science and the Humanitarian Award given by the Community Foundation of the Elmira Corning Area Incorporated in the amount of $200. Alexander is being awarded a District 6 Federal Credit Union Award in the amount of $500. And Thomas is being awarded a Hornell American Legion Post 440 Scholarship in the amount of $300. Congratulations to all. Will Kiva Banco, Connor Bankerink, and Margaret Shepard please come forward? Kiva is being awarded a Woman of the Moose Chapter 620 and Loyal Order of Moose Lodge 210 scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Connor is being awarded a Hornell Paraprofessional Association scholarship in the amount of $100. And Margaret is being awarded the State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. And a Alfred Hornell American Association of University Women in the amount of $100. Congratulations to all. Will Chloe Van Cassel, Carmen Nasca, and David Brown please come forward? Chloe is being awarded the State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $1,500. Carmen is being awarded the Italian American Women's Club Scholarship in the amount of $500 and a Hornell Educators Association Scholarship in the amount of $400. David is being awarded the 2019 Stephen G. Terry Track and Field Award and Scholarship in the amount of $500 and a Hornell Educators Association Scholarship in the amount of $400. Congratulations to all. Next, may we have Taylor Davis, Anika Henry Smith, and Gabriella LaPierre please come forward. Taylor is being awarded the G. Carducci Lodge Scholarship in the amount of $250. Anika is being awarded the State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. And Gabriella is being awarded the Maple City Savings Bank Scholarship in the amount of $500 and the Section 5 Athletics Girls Basketball Scholarship in the amount of $250. Congratulations to all. May we have Kayla Flights, Sydney Livingston, and Michael Herrick please come forward. Kayla is being awarded the State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. Sydney is being awarded the Serve You Federal Credit Union Scholarship in the amount of $500. And the Hornell Educators Association Scholarship Fund in the amount of $400. And Michael is being awarded a scholarship from Kiwanis in the amount of $1,000. Congratulations to all. Again, our deepest thanks to all those that continue to support our students. This will conclude our scholarship portion and awards portion of the evening. However, I do have one more award to give out. That award is the Friends of Education Award. This year's winner was born in Buffalo, New York, on Sunnyside Avenue, a name that seemed to fit her personality. She was a graduate of Riverside High School in 1949, where she concentrated in secretarial studies. She was married to the late Longen Ludwig, the love of her life, in 1956. Lon brought her to Hornell shortly after they were married, and they celebrated 53 years of wonderful marriage together. She was employed for 39 years by the Hornell City School District, and another 22 as a crossing guard for the Arkport Central School District. If you had the distinct pleasure of seeing her on a daily basis, it was obvious that she absolutely loved her job, loved the students, and her colleagues. She loved kids, and they loved her in return. That was apparent when she was the recipient of the class of 2012 Maple Leaf Yearbook dedication. She had a passion, a special passion, and an unwavering dedication and lifelong commitment for not only the Hornell educational community, but our community in general. She was a role model, a true demonstrator, and actor of the very things we talk about daily: teamwork, family, and personal connections. It is my honor to award the 2019 Friends of Education Award posthumously to Miss Eleanor L. Ellie Berzicki. Unfortunately, her daughter was supposed to be here tonight to receive this award. She's in the hospital, so Mrs. Argentieri is going to receive this award for her.
On behalf of Ellie's family and friends, we would like to thank you all for all of your love, support, and wonderful times Ellie had here in the halls of HHS. Here's to you, Miss Ellie.
With that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Miss Chloe Van Cassel, the class of 2019 valedictorian.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to have been given the opportunity to stand before all of you today and to be graduating alongside the people who have shaped my life since preschool. It feels like just yesterday, I was cheerleading for some of you at your youth football Super Bowl. Chef's name was still Delaney Murphy, and David Brown was demolishing all of us and around the world from multiplication tables. Before I knew it, several years have passed, and now I can say I have cheered for those same people in their sectional championship game. Nobody knows what Chef's real name is, and David could definitely still beat me in around the world. During that time, we have experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly. But nonetheless, I was lucky enough to have an action-packed journey, rich with memories provided by all of you. Before I get to the crux of my speech, I'd like to share my thanks with those who have guided me and helped me to achieve the distinction that allows me to stand before you today. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Gebhard for stopping me in the hallway in 6th grade and saying, "I heard you're on track to be valedictorian someday." I replied that I most definitely would, not knowing what that title meant. And when I found out, I realized I had a lot of work ahead of me. Next, a big thank you to my mom, Karina, for staying up late, helping me with homework, teaching me about life, and lighting my fire to achieve this goal. To my dad, Paul, for teaching me how to relax in the winds of drama, to be myself and have fun, and for blessing me with his flashy personality. My brother, Peyton, for giving me a laugh when I'm frustrated and taking the heat from me sometimes from mom and dad. My boyfriend, Justice, who cannot be here today because he is selflessly serving our country, for encouraging me to keep pushing towards my goals since my freshman year, and for supporting me in all that I do. My grandparents, Foxy, Roxy, and Poppy, for always volunteering to take care of Peyton and I. Fox is the largest form of entertainment for my brother and I. Poppy was always there to be embarrassed by her dance moves, making us laugh even more. Nani and Uncle Timmy for always supporting me at all that I do, even though my calendar was always full of events. You always made a great effort to be there. To Mr. Chris Van Leeuwen for dealing with me for 6 whole years and teaching me not only music, but countless things that go beyond the classroom. I have gained more wisdom from him than any other person inside the walls of HHS. And of course, a colossal thank you to my friends, teachers, that include Mrs. Franklin, Mr. Berardi, Mr. DeMarco, and Mr. Weaver. Musical, show choir, and cheer families. You all have created a wild ride through high school, giving me memories and experiences that I will never forget. As I pondered what message I wanted to talk about with you today, one personal topic stood out. Now you might be thinking to yourselves, this kid is only 18. What does she know about life? But honestly, even though I still have a lot to learn, high school and the experiences that came with it have taught me more than how to factor polynomials, what cultural diffusion is, and how to prepare for a standardized test. Perhaps the most valuable lesson that I have learned is that whether we realize it or not, we have been sculpted into the people we are by every single event, good and bad, that has come our way. That being said, Obstacles, whether it be a person, place, or thing, are not a reason to throw in the towel, but rather should be seen as a force that motivates you towards reaching your goals. We can choose to be bitter and miserable about those obstacles getting in our way, or we can take that experience and grow from it. Life is crazy. Surprises and disappointments happen at every turn, but these obstacles are set in place to make us who we are. God has a plan for us all, and sometimes we have to suffer to succeed. I'm sure all of you can relate to a situation where you thought it was going to be absolutely devastating, but resulted in being a blessing in disguise. Maybe a friendship doesn't work out. You go through a breakup. You failed a test. You didn't perform as well as you wanted to on the field or court, or you weren't able to perform one last time in a school production. All of these things hurt in the moment. But maybe now both you and your friends are doing better without each other. You learned self-worth through your breakup. You gained determination from your failure. You became motivated to do better from your disappointment. You learned to cherish every performance that you had because it might be your last. Everything happens for a reason, and sometimes that reason is to make you learn, grow, or prosper. So, if you find yourself out in the so-called real world, discouraged by anything, whether it's a denial from a job interview, falling behind with the weight of a college course, or being clueless about what major to declare in college, like myself, take that discouragement, look it dead in the eye and say, I will overcome this. I will come out stronger, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. Remember that the bad times are just as important as the good. How you decide to handle those obstacles is a true representation of your character. You can either let it discourage you or strengthen you. More importantly, I think it is incredibly essential to remember that there is always more than one pathway to the same destination. Conventional mentality should not always be the product of a nation born from rebels. Success isn't solely measured by how much money you make, or what grades you get in your high school classes, the score on your last test, or the awards or titles that you receive. It's not necessary to live by the standards set by institutions that are constantly shoved in our face to try to measure our success. Not everything can be squeezed into a pie graph, chart, or data point. Success is also, and arguably more importantly, measured by how far you climb on the staircase of goals that you have set for yourself in relation to the obstacles you have overcome to get there. For instance, Thomas Edison said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. In fact, when Edison was growing up, he certainly wasn't the best student, and he didn't fit the mold of your typical success story. He was always being told that he wasn't going to amount to anything by teachers. As an adult, Edison used this criticism to fuel his ambition in the science of electricity. It quite literally took him thousands of tries to get there, but he finally found his pathway to the greatest invention of the 19th century. Now, the invention of the light bulb was old news by the time Elvis Presley made his debut. But he certainly benefited from the discovery, driving nights as a delivery man for Crown Electric. However, Elvis did not want to drive truck forever, and eventually, his passion for music moved him to try out for a local vocal quartet. The tryout was a bust, and a musician who was at the audition told him that he couldn't sing and that he should stick to truck driving. Instead of bowing to the unquestionable authority, he persisted in following his dream and went on to produce recording after recording, many of which went nowhere. Even after all this rejection, he never gave up and finally got a break when a radio station agreed to play one of his records. This breakthrough eventually led to a coronation of sorts, crowning him the king of rock and roll, so he could say goodbye to Crown Electric. I think it would be laughable to anybody now if a critic challenged Elvis's ability to sing. Yet he would be lost from history if he chose to let the obstacles of critique overcome him and stop him from achieving his goal. One more example for the sports fans. Michael Jordan said himself, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games, and on 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I have missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. I bet you also may not have known that Jordan's reputable high school coach actually cut him from the basketball team, and now he is arguably considered the best basketball player of all time. What all these people have in common is that they all had a passion, they all had drive, and they also all had obstacles and discouragement. But instead of cowering at these hurdles, they triumphed by finding unconventional pathways to success. They were determined to never let their oppressors win by deterring them from doing what they love. This message is not intended to be patronizing. I'm just trying to say, haters gonna hate. So dust your shoulders off, find your flow, keep your game tight, and get your money right. The class of 2019 has never been a class of good luck. Our homecoming was postponed by a tornado. Our marching Red Raiders and musical actors couldn't create their art one last time. And we were welcomed into our senior prom by a torrential downpour. We don't need luck, though, and we never will. Sitting before you, we have sectional and league champions, members of the gold-winning choir program, area all-state representatives, team captains, hardworking employees, and so much more. All of you are proof that obstacles can create greatness. So guys, remember that despite all the setbacks you endured through high school, you still emerged as incredible individuals with many accomplishments under your belt. As a class, we've had our ups and downs together, but we are a team, a group of unforgettable people that, whether we want to admit it or not, have shaped each other into uniquely successful graduates. Before we depart, keep in mind that the best is yet to come. No one can stop you from doing what you love. Live life like it's your last day on earth, and above all, be kind, because integrity always prevails. You will all do great things as long as you stay motivated, love often, don't let obstacles be a roadblock. Remember who you are and what you came from, and no matter what, never let anyone tell you that you aren't deserving of the success you've earned. Thank you all for listening. Godspeed, class of 2019. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jeremy Pilati, the superintendent, to present the diplomas.
Good evening. The students seating before us have met the requirements for high school graduation as set forth by the New York State Board of Regents, as well as the Hornell City School District Board of Education, and are entitled to benefits thereof to receive their academic diplomas. It is my honor to present to you the Hornell High School graduating class of 2019. Board of Education President, Mrs. Carrie Davis, Board of Education Vice President, Mrs. Jessica Hess, will you please join me in the presentation of the diplomas?
Chloe Isabel Van Cassel, valedictorian, Regents with advanced designation with honors with math and science distinction. Cameron Michael Sexsmith, salutatorian, Regents with advanced designation with honors with math and science distinction.
Alexandra Elizabeth Ashdown, Regents with Advanced Designation. Connor Wade Backerink, Regents with Advanced Designation.
You guys need to go down. Go down that way. Go down.
David K. Brown, Regents with Advanced Designation. Rayon Michael Buell, Regents with Advanced Designation. Kaylee Elizabeth Burrett. Colin Lawrence Campbell, Regents with Advanced Designation with Science Distinction with Career and Technical Endorsement. Anna Marie Calamayo, Career and Technical Endorsement. Justin Philip D'Amato. Taylor Renee Davis, Career and Technical Endorsement. Catherine Grace Deebs, Regents with Advanced Designation. Alyssa Grace Delaney, Regents with Advanced Designation. Gavin James Ellis, Career and Technical Endorsement. Elijah Julius Evans, Regents with Advanced Designation with Science Distinction. Catherine Elizabeth Evans, Regents with Advanced Designation. Kayla Claire Flights, Regents with Advanced Designation. Hope Marjorie Marie Gaffney. Mackenzie E. Gardner. Tyler Michael Garner, Regents with Advanced Designation. Dylan Matthew Grenthal, Regents with Advanced Designation. Riley Nicole Gregory. Michael James Herrick. Dawson Lewis Harrison, career and technical endorsement. Anika Dallas Henry Smith, Regents with advanced designation. Heather M. Hillman, Regents with advanced designation. Alexandria Raven Holbrook, Regents with advanced designation. Alexia Sarah Hooker, Regents with advanced designation. Kennedy Shea Harabi, Regents with advanced designation. Cynthia Josephine Jarbeck, Regents with advanced designation. Gabriella Ariana LaPierre, Regents with advanced designation. Vincent Joseph Liberto, Regents with advanced designation with science distinction. Sydney Elizabeth Livingston, Regents with advanced designation. Michaela Elizabeth McDaniels, career and technical endorsement. Desiree Nicole McGregor, Regents with advanced designation. Delaney Christine Murphy, Regents with advanced designation. Carmen Angela Nasca, Regents with advanced designation. Caitlin Jane Oyer, Regents with advanced designation. Gabriel Walter Packer, career and technical endorsement. Sheila Rose Peralta Carey, career and technical endorsement. Natalie Jade Renoff, Regents with advanced designation with science distinction. Margaret Ann Shepard, Regents with Advanced Designation. Taylor R. Souls, Regents with Advanced Designation. Alexa Nicole Van Scooter. Chelsea Ann Renee Vondrachek, Career and Technical Endorsement. Arlene Nicole Wagner, Career and Technical Endorsement. Allison Ann Watt, Career and Technical Endorsement. Federico Zotto. Rachel Marie Archer. Julia Margaret Ashworth. Mary Margaret Ashworth. Austin Charles Bacon. Kiva Sinead Banco. Russell Alden Booth, Career and Technical Endorsement. Cyrus Daryush Brioso. Nicholas Scott Carlton. Colin Matthew Carpenter, Career and Technical Endorsement. Jordan M. Chambliss, Regents with Advanced Designation. Aaliyah Myrna Koira, Career and Technical Endorsement. Tessa Ann Costley, career and technical endorsement. Adana Patricia Sue Decker, career and technical endorsement. Cameron James Derby, career and technical endorsement. Dominic Anthony DeSanto, career and technical endorsement. Hannah A. Downey, career and technical endorsement. Zachary Lester Fox, career and technical endorsement. Emily Marie Freeland, Regents with Advanced Designation. Cynthia Lou Gibbs. Samantha Elizabeth Gibbs. Haley Nicole Green, career and technical endorsement. Andrew Z. Hazard, career and technical endorsement. James Dennis Henshaw. Ethan Jesse Hunt. Sadie Marie Jeffrey. Kira Ricky Neal Leary, Regents with Advanced Designation. Kalia Ayana Nicole Lautner. Ryan E. Mann, career and technical endorsement. Derek J. Murata. Kayla Marie McCormick, Career and Technical Endorsement. Brandon Jeremy McGregor, Career and Technical Endorsement. Tiana Deborah McIntosh. Matthew Nelson. Caleb Jonathan Clay Perkins. Thomas John Piccolo. Stephen Potter. Owen Lee Powley. Sophia Rose Pragle. Jaden Alexander Quackenbush, Career and Technical Endorsement. Andreas V. Quiros. Dylan Robert Randall. Zachary Allen Robinson. Natalie Claire Shull. Sean Michael Smith, Career and Technical Endorsement. Ashley Marie Stoddard, Career and Technical Endorsement. Jacob Victor Tackett. Marcus William Tingley, Regents with advanced designation. Sarah Rose Tamino. Zachary Tyler Turner. D'Artagnan Akia Valley, Career and Technical Endorsement. Eric Matthew Walsh, Career and Technical Endorsement. Robert Yasir Washington. Brianna Marie Weber. Megan Elizabeth White, Regents with advanced designation. Angel L. Williams. Dejoy Pretty Joyce Wright, Regents with advanced designation. I now present to you the secretary from the class of 2019 with words of farewell.
Alrighty. Hello, my name is Delaney Murphy. I am the secretary of the class of 2019, and I am incredibly humbled to be standing here at this moment. Many of us have been in this school district since the very start, and others have snuck in here and there. But if one thing is for sure, we've all grown up together. From fun Fridays, to fourth grade talent shows, to our rained out sixth grade week of fun, we've done it all. And I'm sure many of you, wouldn't trade that for the world. Our whole lives, we've watched each grade hit this point, graduation, and always wondered, when will it be our turn? When will we reach the top? Well, my friends, today is the day, for we have reached the peak, and there is no going back now. The class of 2019 would like to thank all our administrators and teachers, preschool through 12th grade. Thank you for dedicating your life to teaching younger generations. Your kindness, attitude, and dedication to our success is not lost among us. A special thanks to Mr. DeMarco and Mr. Van Leeuwen for not only teaching their respective subjects so well, but for going above what was asked of them. Your words and wisdom shaped many of us into who we are today. Lastly, we would like to thank the HHS lunch staff for making bomb mac and cheese. It was the best day of the month. As we all go our separate ways, I hope you all remember where you've been, who you grew up with, and hold it dear to your heart. This may be the end of this chapter, but life is just getting started. Many doors are opening for us all, so walk through them with confidence, ease, and curiosity. You never know what you may find. This is it. We've taken all HHS has to offer us, so let's roll with it. And always remember, as Kendrick Lamar, one of the many rappers of our generation, would say, sit down and be humble. Thank you, the class of 2019.
Tassels. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I now present to you the Hornell High School graduated class of 2019. Sit back down. Sit back down. Graduates, please take your seats a little bit longer. A little bit longer. I would like to remind everyone that we will have refreshments and desserts inside following the ceremony. Please join us now in the singing of our alma mater.
That we